So good afternoon. So I am here as your facilitator. So magpa-facilitate po ako ng mga activities na isasagawa natin ngayon sa Module 3A. So Module 3A is about designing instruction in the different learning delivery modalities. So this module focus on how lessons and assessments are designed for the distance learning modality prescribed by the LCP or the Learning Continuity Plan. Here is the module objective po. So by the end of this module, you will be able to, first one is to differentiate between the learning delivery modalities prescribed by the LCP. Number two is apply lesson design and assessment consideration for the distance learning. Create a weekly home learning plan, which is not new to us. And number four, create an individual learning monitoring plan na bibigyang pansin o tuon po natin mamaya sa ating pagtalakay sa Module 3A. So, I have 3 lessons na i-discuss ngayong araw. So we have the lesson 1, the understanding the different learning delivery modalities. So expect po na i-define po natin yung learning delivery modalities, yung iba't ibang uri na iyon. Pero I know na magagawa nyo po ito kasi hawak po natin ang online class, ang modular, ang blended. So meron na po tayong idea. In fact, nasa second quarter na po tayo ng ating new normals. So number 2 po, lesson 2 is designing lessons. So it means designing lessons, lesson planning po. Wala man po tayong DLP or yung lesson plan natin, pero we have WHLP and assessment in the different LDMs or learning delivery modalities, again, which is not new to us because we used to practice it every week, every day. And the lesson 3 is about guiding and monitoring learners in the different learning delivery modalities. So dun po natin makikita yung individual learning monitoring plan. So let's get started sa lesson 1. So in lesson 1, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to, number 1, define the learning delivery modalities. Number 2, describe the features of distance learning or the DL. Number 3, explain the guidelines for implementing the DL. Number 4, enumerate the minimum requirements for each type of DL. Number 5, rank the different types of DL. And number 6, identify targeted intervention for learners with special concern to ensure inclusion in distance learning. So anyway, mga kaguro, habang nagsasagot naman po tayo ng mga activities, magagawa po natin itong nasa objective natin. Okay? So nauna ko na pong i-post sa ating group chat at sa ating group page ang module. So para po tayong students dito, magsasagot po tayo ng mga modules. So ayan po, ng mga activities. So I have prepared po dito yung game natin. Dinaglak ko, buuin mo. So dinaglak kasi we are in our lock session and actually it is dinaglat came from yung dinaglat. So mga abbreviated po ito. So ibibigay lang po natin yung abbreviated ng mga or yung meaning po ng mga abbreviated word na ipapakita ko po sa inyong sa susunod na mga slide. So for us po to be familiarized dun sa mga terms and key concepts dun sa Module 3A. Okay, let's begin. Nga pala, yung mga sagot nyo po pwede po sa chat box. Pwede rin po kayong mag-unmute ng inyong mga microphone. So let's start. Ito po. Ano po kaya ang ibig sabihin ng DL? Pwede po natin i-utilize ang chat box or ang ating microphone. Very good, ma'am. You got it right. DL means distance learning. Okay, next. How about this? F to F. Yeah, correct. Next, the BL.
Thank you.
Thank you. MDL. Correct. Tama po. How about ODL? Yes, correct. So, TVBI. You got it right. Tama po. TV-based instruction. Correct. How about RBI? Tama, ma'am. SLM. Tama po. Sa mga nag-recite, very good. Tama po. How about WHLP? Yan. Okay. Yes, tama po. And the ILMP? Tama po. Very good, tama po. Ayan po yung ating game about sa Module 3A natin. So I hope na familiarize po kayo sa ilang mga terms na makakaharap po natin sa Module 3A. So let's begin with the first activity in Lesson 1. So first one, do a quick check of your knowledge of the 4 modalities prescribed by the LCP. So what are you going to do? Define each modality. Write your own definitions in your study notebook. So, pag sinabi po nating face-to-face about learning delivery modality, we're physically in one venue. Yung tulad po ng dati, yung si teacher at si students ay nasa iisang classroom. Yes, ma'am, you got it right. Sa distance learning naman po, refers to a learning delivery modality where a learner is given materials or access to resources. Papaano po? By using learning materials that are accessible either online or stored on CD, DVD, flash drive, or in printed form. Yan po yung distance learning. So ano po yung gawain ni teacher o yung task ni teacher? The teacher supervise and monitors the learner's progress. So blended learning naman po refers to a learning delivery modality using a combination of the features of face-to-face learning and distance learning. Combination ng face-to-face at alinman sa distance learning. Kaya nga sabi, it can be face-to-face and modular distance learning or face-to-face and online distance learning and so on and so forth po. Pero po, in case nga po dito sa ating division, ang blended learning po sa atin, yung tinatawag po natin combination, yung dahil wala po tayong face-to-face, ang blended po natin ay ang combination ng online at modular. Okay po? If ever may question po, maglagay na lang po sa chat box or mag-unmute ng microphone. So next po. So next po is homeschooling, refers to an alternative learning delivery mode or ADM that provides learners with access to formal education while staying in an out-of-school environment with parents or guardians or tutors as authorized facilitators instead of classroom teachers. Yan, okay po. So next po, Activity 2 na po tayo. So, read 2 documents, guidance on distance learning. Ayan, wag po kayo mag-alala. Ipoprovide ko po yan sa inyo yung documents po na yan para maging guide po sa inyong pagsagot. Okay? So, ano po yung gagawin natin sa activity number 2? Ito po, ibibigay po natin yung hinihingi ng distance learning matrix. Yan. So, sa first column po, ilalagay po natin yung distinguishing feature ng mga different learning modalities, yung essential resources, role of teacher, role of parent or household member, role of school. So, try po nating sagutan yung una para may sample po tayo sa paggawa. Dito po. I like to party! Okay, so for ano lang po, bilang karagdagang impormasyon lang po para po maging guide na rin sa inyong pagsagot, ito po yung ating slide. The 4 types of distance learning are, the first one is the modular distance learning na nabanggit na po kanina. Hindi ko na po i-elaborate yan. Online distance learning, ayan, so dito po tayo. Sa online distance learning, batid ko pong aware po kayo kasi lahat ng modality hawak natin. We have online distance learning, so where the teacher facilitates learning and engage learners' active participation using various technologies. Gumagamit po tayo ng Google Classroom or DepEd Commons, LR Portal, yung e-learning. Yes, tama po. Yan po yung mga pwede nyo ring isagot doon sa ating activity number 2. Okay po? So next, TV-based instruction or the radio-based instruction. Of course, instruction refers to the use of television. Of course, television or radio programs of channels or station dedicated to providing learning content. So tayo pong mga teachers, yung school, ipoprovide po natin yung mga station, tapos yung oras kung kailan sila manonood. Ayun po. So next po ay ang ito yung blended distance learning. So ayan, any combination of the above DL type. So modular and online. Yan, hinighlight ko lang po to kasi ito po yung sa atin ngayon, yung modular at saka online. Yan yung blended distance learning natin sa division. Okay? So, that's all for activity number 2. Again, if there's a question, ilagay lang po sa chat box. So, next po, activity number 3. So, sa activity number 3 po, madali lang po yung gagawin natin. Irarank lang po natin yung mga mga distance learning, distance learning sa pinaka-easiest to hardest to implement. So, sagutan na po natin ng pangkalahatan po. Ano po ba yung pinaka-easiest na distance learning? Sige po, para po sa inyo, ano po yung pinaka-easiest? Thank you, ma'am. Salamat po, mama. Thank you po. Yan, napapansin po natin magkakaiba po tayo ng sagot. Actually, wala naman pong maling sagot dito. Bakit po? Kasi personal naman po natin ito eh. As long as sagutan po natin kung ano po yung easiest and the hardest to implement and then explain why. That's all for activity number 3. Okay, so siguro po yung mga iba i-reserve po natin sa ibang activity. Paumanhin po kung hindi ko po natawag para po matapos po natin katong mga activities. Okay? So now let's proceed to activity number 4. The LCP assures that all possible measures will be taken to ensure that no child will be excluded from learning during the COVID-19 crisis. So, ito po ang gagawin nyo. Think about groups of learners in your school or division who might require special consideration to be able to participate in the distance learning. So, describe what targeted intervention you would develop to include them. So, meron po tayo ditong template po tayo na susundin dito. So, ito po yung mga learner group, tas dito po yung mga mga intervention po. Ito po yung pag-usapan natin. Nasasagutan nyo rin po, kaya pwede pong mag-take down notes ha. So, learner group po, ano po kaya yung intervention para sa group na learners without parents or household member who can guide and support their learning at home? Ano po kaya yung pwede nating intervention dito? Thank you so much po. So, nakakasagot na rin po kayo ng ating activity. So, yeah, well done. You have completed lesson 1. So, you may now proceed to lesson 2 of